My name is Sharon Ochola Katho. As I stated earlier on, I work as a communications officer with the Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women. Today we have come back to have this dialogue. This dialogue is being supported by CARE International Uganda, and CARE is supporting a project called Women and Voice Leadership with MEMPRO. MEMPRO's niche is in sustaining women's leadership. And for us, we don't mind whether we are having women's in political setting only. We believe that leadership starts from all forms and it is in all ways. A mother is a leader in all her rights, in her kitchen or in her outside home, raising those children, she is a leader. We have people from Lubarakari. If we know we have witnessed wives of chiefs, those are also leaders in their own spaces. We have girls who were once child mothers, but because of empowerment and exposure, I know I'm an initiative you work with girls who are teenage mothers, and in one way or the other, you're building their skills to become leaders in their own rights. Women who are doing businesses, women in market spaces, these are all leaders. And on the 13th, as you mentioned, that Arua district commemorated the International Women's Day, which is a global event. But now today we are sitting here with support from CARE International Uganda, asking the question, after all the events, after the excitement of 8th of March and the excitement of the 17th commemoration, what next for women and girls in Arua? My question, to be precise, is, after all the speeches, the events, and the celebration, what exactly do we want as women and girls of Arua? Beyond the commemoration, beyond the noting that, okay, 8th March is a public holiday, what do we want? I would love us to have an honest conversation and also just be real. It's not about the perfection of the English or whatever. I just need submission. You can say anything that comes in your mind. Let me know if you're ready to speak. I can then send this to you. Yes, we start from you, Enid.
Yes, my name is Enid Letasi, and I volunteer with Nile Girls Forum as a field officer, but I'm also Mempro girl. So during the celebration, we all agreed that women are now the breadwinners in their homes, not so? So now, because we are now the largest breadwinners, apparently, we need support, economic empowerment on how best we can raise money for our families. Now, if you take West Nile region, we depend on agriculture. Let me not even go to West Nile. Let me speak of Arua district. Arua district, we are known as the food basket of West Nile. And we know these women are busy digging, busy selling these agric products. Now, what we want is, one, to be empowered economically. Like, in what ways? One, we need capacity building on financial literacy. Yes, I am having these products. How to manage my money in the business is also a challenge. You get to find that we get the money, but we don't know how to manage that money. So I think that is also one area that we need to focus on, because I might get the money and the first thing I think of is buying a cloth instead of reinvesting or investing. So I just think that could be one of the things that we would need as women of Vura, but also West Nile region. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Enid. Yes, Mama.
Thank you very much for members to organize such events to find out from women on Women's Day. They march, they drink the waters there, they go away. But what I would kindly ask the organizers to have role model women to show what they have achieved during the other year. What they are doing, what they have done, what has helped them. They should display the activities during the Women's Day, exhibit their whatever they are doing, they have achieved during the Women's Day. Not just marching, then talking, just go away. But the women should participate fully during the Women's Day. They bring their things, they display. People see them, and they should have role model organization of women, what they have done, what has helped them. But what you have said, that such events should be organized before the Women's Day so that we know what to do. You help us, those who have got the knowledge about, they could come and tell us, do this, so that we display whatever we are doing. Our achievements are being recorded so that you know that Women's Day is a day for women. Thank you. My name is Martha Tiku Ndoga Tambate, Minister of Land Environment, and we are doing a lot of work with the Lubarikari. What the Lubarikari has done, 6 ministers, 6 female. We are the first culture institution in Uganda to have ministers for ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I still remain Yota Rosemary, the Women Council Chairperson of Arua District. To me, it is good to celebrate Women's Day because women work tirelessly day and night. They need to be celebrated, and they waste most of their times in doing unpaid work, whereby they are not paid. So they need to be celebrated, and they should be empowered. As my sister said, they should be empowered financially, because most of the responsibilities are now on women. And women should be encouraged to participate in politics. They should not only remain like that, thinking that it is only men who can participate in politics. And we fellow women, we should support our women. And the Aruba issue, we should sensitize our women on the Aruba issue. Mostly in Arua here, this issue of Aruba is making women to suffer locally down there. They cannot report their challenges. They cannot report their cases just because of Aruba issue, knowing that when they report, it will affect their children. So more sensitization should be done on Aruba issue to bring up our women. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. That has been a wonderful contribution towards this. But somebody who has never been in Arua, we said, what next? Economic empowerment, the unpaid care work, women in politics, and all these things. These are the things we want for women, right? Women should have exhibition before Women's Day celebration, right? But now I am wondering, okay, I don't want to pretend that I'm not from Arua, or maybe I've never been in Arua before, but imagine a scenario where I have never come to Arua. Now, the question is asking, what is the real situation, yeah? The real situation of women and girls in Arua today. What are the women in Arua struggling with? If there is something that the three have mentioned and you didn't hear it come out with. I had the struggle of Aruba. I had the struggle of women, the burden of what? Like they're now like the head of the household, if I should say. Are there other issues that we want to add? The real situation on ground.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Nzukuru Evelyn, the Executive Director of Amani Initiative and a friend of MEMPRO, and I'm also a MEMPRO girl. Yes, MEMPRO has collected all of us and we're proud of MEMPRO. On the issue of women, I'm so glad that we celebrated Women's Day, Live to Gain. However, to me personally, I don't want to limit us to one day, because the efforts women put in Uganda, in Arua here, deserves to be celebrated every day. Despite the efforts of women in different sectors, in trade, in agriculture, and taking care of families and so forth, women still face a lot of challenges. Issues of gender-based violence is still very, very high, and women are dying every day. And now, particularly as a MAN initiative, work on the issues of teenage pregnancy and child marriage, which can be witnessed by all of you in our rural communities. We know what is happening. Even here in the urban communities, issues of child marriage and teenage pregnancy is still on high. What really hurts the most is people who are learned are the ones violating these young girls. So if young girls are violated by like that, what is the future for women? And also, I would like to call in action for people to demystify women empowerment. There are some people out there who have misunderstood issues to do with women empowerment. They think it means that women cannot do everything on their own without support. That's not the real truth. The issue is women are empowered and we work together with men as our allies. So I'm calling all men out there, please support women in this empowerment journey. When a woman is empowered, is able to support you in paying the school fees, taking care of families, and also in taking care of herself. So let us demystify issues of women empowerment, because this has caused more harm than good, the way I'm seeing, because women are not left alone to take care of families, because someone will say, since you say that you're empowered, now you do all these things alone. And the burden is really hard on us. So I'm calling that we need each other to support one another so that we can grow Arua together and Uganda together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I can have, yes, please.
Thank you. By name, I'm called Madam Apakoro Emil, a teacher by profession. I come from Uvura. There's some few challenges I have also observed with the women in Arua. The serious one is about the death rate, common death rate among the pregnant women, and this one every time is torturing me personal. I don't know what could be made best to handle this issue, and it is now making women to debate among themselves. Most cases, the pregnant women, when they go for labor suit like that, they happen to die. This one is now rampant. I don't know this one. You can also do something to also help us. And secondly, the issue of finance has now caused most of our women to go for some loans. And they are calling these loans per day, now. And this now has now made most of the business women to leave their places of work. They are now running away. Instead of someone to concentrate on the business, and the person may begin to think about the people who are coming for the loan, and they'll just leave the things they are selling here, they disappear. So this one is now very rampant. It has now affected the business in some of the small markets from our district, and this one has made me to be also concerned. But right now I'm raising it up. I don't know. You can help us along that line. Thanks.
Thank you, Madam. Yes, we're going to have a follow-up from her, and then I'm just wondering what the requirements for the now loan is, and also what is happening. Is this like the maternal deaths? The maternal deaths, is this happening like in a health center? What is the driver of that? Why are women dying if we have the health centers? And the death of one woman should be a pain for all of us, because somebody dying when giving life is very painful, right? So we need to start questioning where the services are. For me, that is why I want us to start thinking as we keep on with this conversation. Now, that is happening. What are the women in that area doing? Or what are you doing with the other women? Are you even asking the leaders from that health center what is happening to our women? If you have buried more than 5 women in a month, what is causing that? You're the source of life. I like to think that women are the sources of life, because we make things that men don't make inside there. Yeah? So it's just a food for thought for all of us. Yes, you can help us build on. Thank you.
My name is Bako Bakita, and I work with Upendo Nebaraka, Uganda. And I would like just to add a little on what Injikuru said. But then my attention is drawn to women and girls with disabilities. Talk of the gender-based violence against those women and girls with disabilities, and the discrimination as well. Most times we blame men sometimes for what is happening to these people. But at times also we women, some of us, let me talk of the persons who are not with disabilities. There's a way you disregard your fellow woman just because she is a person with disability. Just like as the previous speaker said, when it comes to maternity, these are nurses. And of course, most of the nurses within a rural hospital or any other health centers are females. Then you see your fellow woman with disability coming to you for help, but the words you utter to that person makes her feel she's less human. So I would really encourage us women, regardless of your, let me say, physical or mental appearance, we should all have that care and love for each other as women. Because if we don't unite to empower ourselves, nobody else can respect us nor do that for us. So we should also bear in mind those our little sisters and our mothers and aunties, grandmothers, those persons living with disabilities. We should also have keen attention to them as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I like the diversion that while we are talking about women and girls, we also need to think beyond. We all have different identities. Some of us come from rural areas. Some of us have power. Other people have money, others don't. Others are educated, others don't. And we all have different problems, but we still remain women and girls, right? Yes, please.
Thank you. I am Mr. Tia Susan, a servant with the Lubarakari as the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development. Many people have been asking me, why Women's Day? Why Women's Day? You, Susan, you keep on shouting, Arua One, Voice of Life, Radio Purchase, Women's Day. What is special about women? I have an answer. Every behavior on this earth has a reason. A negative behavior will take you to a negative answer. A positive behavior will take you to success. For example, if a harmful action is done to her, she will feel bad, she will begin crying. After crying, what next? She will become a negative person, she will not want to talk to me. But if I do something good to her, she will feel very happy. You will see her facial expression, the way she talks and so on, because she is happy. Therefore, Women's Day is a celebration because we have a reason. In 1995, when we came back from China with the 10-point program of each country about women, how women suffered during world wars and so on, what women did, because husbands, men were killed, women were left widows, they struggled with the children, they looked after their children, and their children became the future generation. That was the reason. And after Beijing conference, what happened in Uganda? We had the WED, Women in Development Office, department in the whole country. It continued. From there, it was promoted to WEP. WEP is a Women Empowerment Program. We worked there for 5 years. From Women Empowerment Program, other organizations started coming out. For example, NAO, that is National Association of Women's Organizations in Uganda. We were there again for 5 years. Okay, after NAO, what happened? Women organizations started coming out politically. National Council, we have councillors in politics. We now have women leaders in a religious organization. Women started coming out. Now, what people misunderstood was the definition of women empowerment, saying that women want to come up to rub shoulders with the men and so on. That's why the thing went down. But we had to struggle to come out to explain to the people, empowerment does not mean fighting with the women. Now women are driving cars, men should go home and cook. No, economic empowerment, social empowerment, speak in the public, all types of empowerment, come out, be able to manage your home. I'm telling you the truth from that time, from 1989 up to now. If you go to some homes, women are managers. Yeah. They are the one managing their families, in offices, in hospitals. I will tell them very many things, what they are doing. It will take the whole day. Therefore, what are we saying? We are saying we are celebrating because we have a reason. From where we are, from now where we are, and from where I want my grandchildren to be, I have a reason to celebrate. Because I'm not what I used to be. Because during meetings, they will tell us to sit behind. Even when people come for meetings, chairs will be given to men. Women will sit behind. They say, go and look for birisi. Birisi, mat, and women sit down. But now women sit. So I have a reason to celebrate. If you don't want to celebrate, it means you don't understand what women have been doing. Therefore, what do we want? What we need is continuous encouragement to bring more women. As somebody said, role models are there. Bring them in the public. Take them to the village. There are girls, there are women who drive in their cars. When I go for a meeting, when Lubarakari goes for a meeting, others will say, I will sponsor for you biscuits. I will sponsor for you water. I will sponsor for you soda. And these are women who are doing it. And then another thing I would like, as civil society organizations, NGOs, and other stakeholders to do is capacity building of women leaders like you, so that they are helped to go out in leadership. And then also outreaches, so that work is made easy. Again, another thing I would like us to join hands to do is giving testimony. Women who are now able to do things by themselves should come out and give testimony. There are women who have paid their children up to university. Even right now, this time, it is women who have been paying school fees. That is an encouragement. That is an empowerment. Those days, they were calling women goalkeepers because they were waiting for school fees from their husbands. Your mother is sick, daddy. Your father is sick, daddy. Your aunt is sick. That's why the word goalkeeper came. But now, the number of women who are goalkeepers has reduced. It's now, I'm not actually discouraging you, but most of men are now becoming goalkeepers, waiting for things from women. So I'm proud to say that because I personally have done it. So what I'm saying is, after giving testimony, and then role models are taken to the villages to see. So and so was like this, but now she's like this. So and so used to be like this. She's here. Where does she want to go? So in long, what I'm saying is despite the fact that we are now going ahead, we are improving we are now different from what we are. We are now in a different situation, and where do we want to go? So ask yourself, where am I from? What is the situation in which I was? Where am I now? Do I still want to remain here? Should my children remain here where I am? I say as Susan, no, my children must go ahead. I started as a primary teacher. Should all my children remain as primary teachers? No. They must go get first class degree, master degree, and so on. So what are our problems, our challenges? Gender-based violence, still there in the communities. Because many husbands, many men, many uncles are saying, you as a woman, how can you call us for meeting? It asks to call you, and so on. 2, harmful cultural practices are still there. Somebody talked about Aruba. We have, Lugarakari has come with a pronouncement, but this pronouncement needs to be explained to the people. Yeah. So going out as a Lugarakari has become a problem. It's now a request to you as a civil society organization, as other stakeholders, to come and handle our hands so that we can go to the village. What else? Basic needs and amenities in social places, like in hospitals, in other places, women are finding it very difficult. Up to now, some women deliver on the way, on the road. As coming to the hospital to go to deliver. Ambulances are there, but they are few. And when you ask for ambulance to come and pick a woman to go and deliver, they will ask, you pay for fuel. And the woman who is there in the village, where will she get money? So we need those kind of amenities. And then the pronouncement, I've talked about it. So I'm asking you, join hands with the Lubarakari so that we can work together and bring up the status of women to be much better than what is now. Let me stop there for now.
Thank you very much. I like where this conversation is going. Yeah, we have done a lot of reflections of our struggles. But if you can notice something, you see the age gap between Mama and the ED of Amani. There is something that they talked about, that the economic empowerment of women is still looked at as a problem, right? Even in their age, there was that thing of, I don't know how I should say it, but the pushback on economic empowerment. And women who are leading, women who are paying their children school fees up to universities. And for us, the other women, we are looking at them as our role models, right? But also, again, there is a misunderstanding of what women empowerment is, right? People thinking that a woman who is empowered, we don't need what? We don't need support from the husbands, right? But I think also that is a strategy for people to run away from responsibilities. Yeah? It's just a strategy of people running away from the responsibilities that they're supposed to do. As for me, I think some of these things, it's beyond just a man and a woman. It's just a matter of being a human being. What is the human thing to do? The humane thing that you need to do as a person. You've brought life on earth. You have a woman, you swore to their people, you'll take care of them. So why are we running away, okay? So we have done these reflections and we have seen our problems. We know our problems. Now, I wanted to know and I want to understand, how are we positioning ourselves right now? Because I want us to think of, like, if we have to find the solutions to this problem. She talked about the Beijing women, she talked about the NAU, she talked about different organizations, the affirmative action and all those things. And I want to imagine that that was the positioning of women, the power that women had amongst themselves. But now when we look down in Arua, the problems that we are having, the maternal deaths, the issue of the disabled people, the issue of pushback on women economic empowerment. Now the question is, how are we in this room and the other women outside who belong to this network, how are we positioning ourselves to change the status quo? Yes.
Yes, I've come back. This women empowerment, sometimes some of our women don't understand it. There is a man who paid the school fees for a girl, looked for employment for the girl. The man said, I'm in Kampala, transferred this girl to airfield. They bought a land, the woman should come and help to build a house for them. Unfortunately, the woman got a Muzungu. The woman refused that man. That man wanted to commit suicide. We women empowerment should be understood clearly. Some of us women, because of the money, you marry a man, you are poor, you go and get another man, which is very bad. We must train our girls. Women, please don't misbehave. Don't let women be considered to be somebody useless. We women, you see me, I'm old here. We engaged ourselves with my husband 10 years. These days, you get a woman on the road, you take her as a wife. And there is a problem with the mother-in-laws. No respect at home. You don't respect elders. This issue, remember, you need to organize a meeting. You need to organize some sensitization in the community so that women are taught how to behave. You were talking about telling a woman to, code of dressing must be observed, please. I'm on the street. I talk to them. You are a beautiful girl, the way how you dress. They say, Mommy, I'm sorry. Please empower women to do the right things for the respect of the women. You put the dress, the breast is out. You move in the town. What does it mean? Is it the empowerment of women? Organizers, women should be taught how to behave in the public, though they're really given a power to do things. Thank you very much. I'm an old woman. I'm now 86 years old.
Thank you very much. So I'm wondering, I know we still have to continue with the conversation. Like, how are women in Arua positioning themselves, right? To bring the change that we want to see, okay? I am going to go back to her question, but I will revisit still. I know that she said we need to teach women, and I'm wondering who. She said organizers, but I'm not the organizer. I want to run away from that, right? She said MEMPRO should be the organizer, But also, we are also here saying the women in this network right now should be the organizers of some of these things. But on a serious note, right, that sometimes what I picked from her are two key things, which we can all understand it in different ways. My understanding that, one, there are women who mistake empowerment and use it to blame other women, right? They become the problem themselves. And there are those who are deeply rooted and cannot actually accept empowerment and what, like the whole package of empowerment, right? Let's say you want a brown woman, or maybe you want a very rich woman. You should know what comes with that woman, right? You know that you need to invest in that woman. She'll want the kind of oil that she uses on herself before you start explaining that the woman is what? Is expensive. But also, what stood out for me again is that we need to teach women how to behave. Now I'm wondering, who is teaching the men how to behave? And for all our lives, we have been taught how to be better wives, how to be better daughters, how to cook well, how to do this. Who is teaching the boys right now?
Thank you. I'm called Sarulu Sistala from Lubarikari. Teaching boys and girls, that first teaching comes from the parents. The way the parents behave teaches the children. Now, if the parents are good, they behave very good, they know how to take children to churches or to mosque. The way they behave at home, those children take the really initiative of those parents. Children are not to be taught outside, starting from the family and then up to the school. Thank you.
Thank you. Brenda, I saw your hand was up. Is there anybody who wants to speak to that? We have very many young mothers in this house, and we have very many mothers who are mothers of boys. Because the concept of, you see, when we mentioned the issue of blame game,
there is a man.
when we talked about the issue of like women who are being empowered are now being blamed for their empowerment, and they're saying we have left the boy child behind. Who is responsible? Aliga.
Thank you very much. My name is Aliga Rogers. I'm the Child Protection and Gender-Based Violence focal person for Vura Sub-County Arua District. Thank you for that question. If you critically look within our communities as of today, you find that the boys tend to adopt and learn certain things in life by themselves. And when we interact actually with them in the communities, and most of them keep telling us that for them, their parents give them less attention. They mostly give attention to the girls or the ladies, and equally, they are able to learn certain things from either the community, from the society, or from wherever they actually go to. And basically, they don't get that kind of guidance and the aspect of learning within the parental perspective, but they find it within the society, the environment, and that is why you see most of them do not really do things that we expect them, things that come out of them. That is why you also see the fact that we empower the girls, we empower so many girls, and the boys are left behind. And if you look at as of now, the essence of gender-based violence is continuously, because we tend to neglect the boy child most times out. So that is why the boys literally do not have where they get guidance and they learn from. It's basically the environment and the society in which they live. And also the aspect of the boys or the men being enrooted so much into the aspect of the culture. You know, when a boy is born, most of the parents say, he will learn by himself because he's a boy, he's a strong person. So that mentality of the cultural aspect of it, that if a boys are born, they don't need to learn from people, but they end up learning from the uncles, from the relatives, from the society. So you find this affects mostly the aspect of the parenting when it comes to boys. So thank you.
Yes, thank you. We have heard that from a mister. Parents of boys. Yes, Betty. Yes, I thought you had the mic and you wanted to talk because I know Clara raised her hand for the previous question, which we are still going to go back to. I haven't lost touch on that. Because the thing of boys being neglected, or girls are being mentored alone, or girls are being empowered alone, and women are being empowered alone, is still something that people raise a lot, right? And yet, on the other hand, the women are also saying their empowerment are being used against them. There was a submission earlier on, Mr. Liga, if I should maybe inform you, that the empowered women now, the husbands are leaving the burden on them because now they think now we are making enough money, we have to do it. Is that a problem of empowerment of the woman, or is a problem of the man not being responsible? But let's continue with the conversation. Why do women feel like they are being left out? Why do we have the need to teach women how to be better women and better wives and better girls, and not the boys?
Okay, thank you. My name is Betty Uzu. I'm the Executive Director of Upendo ni Baraka. I think I'll just add my voice to his. Many of us as parents, we are kind of like away parents. We do not know what happens to our children because we are never with them. We do not know how to guide them. The moment a child goes to school, we are like, hallelujah, you know? You don't even call to find out how is my child at school, because parents are allowed sometimes to speak to their children. But how do you follow up with the children when they go to school? And when they come back home, what do? You know, gadgets, phones, laptops, you know, those are now the parents to the children that we have. So if my child, I could give an example of my child. During COVID, they had classes during, you know, that period of time. So one time I find him, you know, he went off guard. I find him watching football instead because he loves soccer. So I'm like, okay, what are you doing? Trust me, I descended on him. But later on, I went back and I asked him, what did you do wrong? What was the right thing were you supposed to, what was it that you were supposed to do? You know? So we came to, you know, we came to the equal terms with him. And from then, if I am to withdraw the tablet, I will do it if it's not class time. So, and then we also as parents, in the groups, we find that someone posts a video, someone posts something, and then you say, at the end of the day, you say, it is my child who did that. But who gave the child the phone? It is you. The child will not pick the phone and use it. How can a 2-year-old get a password to your phone? Never. You know? So we use that as something that, you know, that we are clinging on, saying that, oh, it's my child this, it's my child this, that. But you as a parent, what have you done to avoid this child from using your phone? Me, my phone is my phone. You know, if it's for you, if I am supposed to give you to research, I'll give it to research and I will observe afterwards. If it's something that is not right, we'll go and log ahead, you know? And then, you know, it makes them to learn, this is right, this is wrong. But if we give them the freedom, it's okay, it's okay. The baby is crying. Eh? No, it's okay. You have this phone and you use it for what? For, you know, calming them down. No. How do you manage your child as you as a parent? So it's our responsibility, a father, a mother, not only a mother, even the father. Many fathers are away fathers. Today, they're here. Tomorrow, they're not there. You know? And there's so many single parents. So it's diverse. I mean, it's something that we need to look out for and see how we can manage. And then in Arua or Western Arua City, we have the Women Network of different organizations that we come together. If Upendo ni Baraka has an activity, can I get Mempro along? Can I get Amani Initiative along? Can I get Lubarakari along? So that we can see how to manage these things together. But if you do it alone, then we can never achieve anything. And I must say that Mempro, it was not wrong that you had this today. We also needed an activity to, you know, to evaluate, you know, what happened on what? On Women's Day. And this goes to the politicians. Please, let's use such days properly. You know, Sometimes we use them to rent, to give back to our enemies, to speak out whatever that we kept for long. And then we're like, this is it, we're attacking ourselves, So as women, what do we do? What can we do to make sure these things don't happen over and over? Let's stick together. Let's work together to ensure that these things don't happen over and over. I'll add more later on if I have something to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The whole conversation around responsible parenting it might have to happen another day or another time. And for me, if
there's something, someone actually said that, not someone, now Ministry of Gender has decided to include parenting in one of the things that they are going to be doing. And yet these are things that we could do. Maybe our mamas there can tell us what used to happen before. How did we used to manage children? How did we used to manage each other? How did we manage, couples, vis-a-vis what happens right now? Maybe we can do that comparison and see, how best we can manage some of these things. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Betty. I think for me, even the move of the ministry should be worrying us. Because why are we making the government, or how are we making the ministry people teach us how to raise children? Where has the ethics gone? Yeah? Where are in Aluru we'll say, wayo. Like our aunties and all these things, where have they gone? Where has that communal love for raising children gone? Why do we want to invest taxpayers' money in raising children who are supposed to be profits to the society or to the development of the country? But for me, I would think that the conversation around parenting should be a conversation that we should be having, both men and women, and we shall have it another day. Yeah? But I was also bringing it intentionally to understand whether as women, we are losing ourselves into other people. Yes, our children are our children, but at what point do we think about us? At what point do I think about me as Sharon, as a woman, as a girl? At what point do you think about yourself and not worry about anybody else, right? Remember how you hear the passion around children right now? So, it's a very beautiful conversation, and I think we can pick up that later on. And I like the fact that you have brought in the need of how we can, the stronger possibilities, positioning of women, what it will look like in practice. I like the working of women's network in our group. I think that is a strong positioning, that even if you wanted to campaign or do something, it is much easier to achieve success like that, holding hands together. You have gone ahead to answer some of my questions that I asked before on. But allow me move back on a bit and ask again the question that Clara was the next person to answer. How are women leaders, networks, and girls positioning themselves right now in Arua to solve the many problems we have talked about? What are we doing? She mentioned one where we have coordinated the women's network and we are trying to reach each other. So I just want to hear other views.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Clara Dominic. As I earlier on introduced myself, I sit in the executive committee for MEMPRO Girls Network. As the Girls Network, what have we so far done, or how have we positioned ourselves, especially in Arua district? I would love to, first of all, send my appreciation to CARE International. They have really done a lot. They have worked closely with MEMPRO Girls Network, that we are now in the communities and the schools. The girls have mobilized themselves and we have gone to give back to the community and the schools in Arua district. Just before the Women's Day, we had 2 schools that we moved to. And those are the primary schools. If you hear the challenges these girls are giving us, you ask them, why are they dropping out of school? Most times you see in P1, P2, you have over 1,000 pupils in class, but by the time they are reaching P7, we only get 50 or 30 girls in class. So we tried to find out what was the challenge that they are going through. One is some girl boldly told us she lacked pads She went and asked from the boyfriend, and the boyfriend gave her. In return, what she paid was, of course, sex. The guy said, okay, now I've bought for you the pad, then you pay it back. She had to pay. And that's how she dropped out of school. You know, those kind of pad, how much is a pad actually? If us here in this different organization, can't we do something around that to solve that problem as women in Arua, especially Arua district? These girls are going through a lot. Beside that, in this school, there's one school called Eruba Primary School. I also didn't know. I happened to learn about it that the day we went there, we got over 130 girls who can't speak, and they are kept there. I don't know how many people are aware about that school here. So we are here, we are doing this. Can we try, women, can we try to go down to grassroots and find out? We should have just come here and start telling us experiences of this, you have done this. Yes, but what is it? We needed to do this practically. Let's do it. Let's go down there and see. These girls are there suffering silently. They said, even some of them said they are dumped there and no one has done any follow-up on them. No one. And they were so happy to see that, because it happened with the project that we have with Mempro. We took to them pads and they were so happy. They said God should bless us. You know, those kind of things. These little things add up to us. Let's all look. Let's move around. I love the way someone talked of disability around here in the room. These are things we should look at. We shouldn't just look at those who are doing well. Arua district has a lot to be. And if you go to one of the secondary schools, I don't want to mention it, it's also in Arua districts, there is a lot of issues. Girls are, every day, the teachers are complaining the rate of abortion is high in that school. What is the problem? Poverty. So I am calling upon us, let's keep up this spirit, let's move out, let's help these girls. Empowerment is enough. If you go and empower one, the one will go and empower 10. And that is how we get the knowledge, and we don't have to sit on it. I think that is all from Mempro. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Clara. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. Now, when we talk about women's issues, start to reflect about your mother, your grandmother, even yourself, then you'll have a lot to say. So the issue is, what are we doing right now? As a women rights organization, as the networks, even as an individual. We are many here, but I would like to emphasize one point, the issue of we are leveraging our power to lift others. That's what Amani is doing. That's what I see Mempro is doing. Even the women-led organizations, others, they are doing. So there are some of us that we have now come out of the box. We have been blessed. And what are we doing with the power we have at hand? What is Lubarakari, all these ministers doing now? All the EDs, I've seen a number of EDs here who are women. What are we doing? What is Mempro doing? Because I know Mempro predominantly works with women. What are we doing? Those of us who have been lifted, at least what are we doing? Amani is providing capacity building for other people. I also see that's what Mempro is doing. I became a Mempro member because we had series of trainings. They lifted us. They trained us. And that should be what one of the things we should be doing to other people. Those of us who have now the power, who have the resources. The theme for this year's Women's Day is Give to Gain, right? If I'm not wrong, it is Give to Gain. It's not only about giving money. What are we giving to our colleagues? You have the knowledge. Are you giving? Even that plate of food, are you giving to a woman who is hungry? Even that one pad that can make a girl drop out of school, are you giving? Even one pen, even one book. So let us challenge ourselves as women in positions of power, as women who are out of the box. What are we giving to other people? What are we using our positions? Are we lifting them up? And are we recommending other women who have not been fortunate enough to have the empowerment we have? Are we linking them to other resources to seek maybe help in other areas? Are we linking these women? Are we mentoring them? So we should leverage our powers to lift other people out of the situations they are facing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Yes. Who is the other hand? Okay, yes, Enid, then here.
Once again, my name is Enid, so I want to speak to what we are doing as Nile Girls Forum, how we are positioning ourselves to actually empower these women. I think one, we are using technology, we are using these spaces, the digital spaces, for example, of course, the social media. I also know Xavier is going to put this somewhere and someone is going to see. So when people see these things, one, they are educated on the different issues that are going on. So I also want to believe that we're also using our social media spaces to also advocate for this. I know today you might post food, tomorrow you post a dress, but at least in a week, find something to post about women empowerment. Then, secondly, my mother used to tell me, if you want a husband, a prayerful husband, go to church. If you want an alcoholic, you go where they are selling alcohol. That is a bar. So another thing that we are doing, we are aligning ourselves with influential people. For example, Lubarakari is here. We know they can influence some of the decisions in West Nile or in Lubarakari. So I also know the pronouncements came as a result of also one of our women-led moving around them, because it cannot come out without the Lubarakari women. So I want to believe that also, as we are staying there, let us be around those influential people. Your friend might be a banker, but a banker will not help you in everything. So you need to be around the political leaders, the cultural leaders, to be able to get what you want. And then thirdly, what I'm also seeing, especially I'm seeing it in the Kampala area and Zombo area, women are now building their skills. There are some things you will not attain them without education. There are some things you're not going to attain when you're not economically dependent. Did I say independent or dependent?
Independent.
Yes. So I think also women are seriously looking for those papers to see that when you're talking, you have a commanding power. So back in our village in Vura, especially I stay in a car cafe, so in fact that's my home village. The moment they look at you and you're not somewhere, you cannot actually make a decision. So in some spaces, for you to make a decision, you should have a skill. When you're talking as a tailor, you should be having those skills that make you a tailor. You're not going to advise a tailor when you don't know those skills. Yes. So I want to believe that as we are there, you have a certificate, find ways of getting a diploma, find ways of even weaving. That is going to help you in another space. And then lastly, advocacy. We are doing advocacy in different ways. I know on media spaces, even as we are moving in these celebrations, we are speaking about women. We also force the men to speak about women only on that day.
So I know it is very easy for us to think about, but why are we not bringing men in the room? Yeah? But it's also important for us to look far beyond the room. If we look at access to information, let's look at men who own phones, utilize it for the better of their development compared to the number of women who have the same access to information. So when we call such room, it's just because we have recognized such a problem. Then when we look at, yes, we know women have affirmative action, and now these days we have women in leadership, or we have this. But if you look at the level of influence, how are we influencing those spaces of leadership? Uganda has the percentage of women in politics or in leadership, the political leadership is way higher than any, I think, like it's higher than even Rwanda or whatever, like countries that have introduced that. But if you ask yourself, why are we still having cases of maternal death when we have women in the position of leadership? Are these women really making those decisions? Those are the questions we have to ask. It's beyond just seeing a man and seeing a woman in the space. It's the issue of seeing what influence does Sharon have when she enters parliament? Is she helping other women, or it is a leader making her say, let us do ABCD? Which means that becomes a leader's voice, not Sharon's voice. I am just being used as a tool. And every time men tell you women are becoming too much empowered, they're leaving the boy child behind, it is because they know you as a mother, you have a soft spot for children. But where are the husbands in the house if we are saying the boy child are being left behind? Why are they not empowering their children? Okay, that was me, Sharon. Now let me go back as a moderator. I have left that.
Mine is a request, and I want to begin by thanking Mempro and Kaya for convening this meeting. And I would like you to ask a question. Why am I here? You are here because you have been identified by God with that special talent so that you can sit here and discuss these issues. You go back and use the knowledge and skill to help others. And therefore, your position is very important. You are very influential. That's why you are here. So use that position and that influence to go and do some work to lift up others. So that by the time you lift this space, there is somebody who is coming behind you to support you and work. I would like to give an example. Recently, we had a problem with one of our daughters who was arrested during the political issues. Luke Barakari sat down to ask a question. Where is our daughter? In the Lugbara culture, when somebody gets lost, the person must have gone to dig in the forest. The person must have been hit by a snake and died. But the dead body will be found. Or the person went somewhere during rainy season, the person drowned, but the dead body will be found. Or a girl has already matured, the breasts have dropped. She has eloped somewhere. They look for her, they find her. But where is our daughter? Was she bitten by a snake? Did she fall in which river? Where has she eloped? Look, Barakari gave 24 hours for our daughters were about to be known. Because of the position, the influence, the language, the system Luke Barakari used, before 24 hours, our daughter was out. So your position, your influence matters a lot. That's what the message I'm giving you.
Yes.
So continue to work in unity, join Mempro and Care so that we work together, so that we can bring others and lift their positions. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
I've come again. We have my son was talking about grandmothers. Grandmothers are very, very important. A son brings a child, bring to the grandmother. The grandchild, we have great grandmother, mother in 2 families near me there. And I've formed the Grandmothers Association. I'm happy Aman Initiative is helping us.
That's nice.
As women. So don't give the old women grandmothers alone. Talk to them. They are the ones looking after these children. As she has talked, I will be happy. We join together. You organize, you visit each organization what they are doing so that we can work together, we can network and help the women. Thank you.
Thank you. Brenda, you're closing this session for us.
This is a very short submission. I'm just asking a question. Imagine what would have happened if we all chose, each of us here, to not look past the problem of another woman. Just imagine. Like, there is a lot that could be done in that perception, in that decision you make as a person. If you choose not to look past the problem of another woman, a lot would change. Like, put aside your education, put aside your tribe, put aside whatever you have. Just make a deliberate decision not to walk past the problem of another woman. That means we're not going to sit in a meeting waiting for Jean to appear to speak for persons with disability. Because someone is saying, let me speak for who? For Jean. We're not going to sit in a meeting and speak for my sister here from Upendo Nibaraka, because someone has decided to speak for her. In that way, we are able to what? Include her. And in including her, we don't just include her alone. We are speaking for all the other women there with disability. Imagine a pregnant woman. That is even very far. For the girls in the school outreaches that we are doing, one question we ask is, the embarrassment your friend is going to go through. Imagine if you chose that you understand, oh, my friend is bleeding on an abrupt, like she didn't pad up herself. Imagine the embarrassment you would save her by saying, first sit here, let me come. You maybe pick a sweater on you, give it to her, so that as she's walking to the senior woman teacher's office, she's not, because there is that kind of thing we feel when you're walking up with that bloodshed and all that. Imagine what shame you would save her if you did that. Imagine what it would save her if you maybe gave her a lesson or even a pad of your own, because maybe the clinic or the sick bay and that doesn't have a pad extra, maybe to give her, to help her walk up to home. Imagine what would happen in a water fetching place, say it a borehole, that a mother that has newly given birth comes to the borehole, is trying to get water on a quick because she doesn't have water at home. And then the other people are saying, we are all mothers. We are all coming from home. We have all left children home. But this is a mother who has just what? Given birth. It will take one more person to say, but she has just given birth. Maybe her own condition is what? Needs a quick. Just help her with a jerry can. And then another one says, and then another one, and then another one. The whole thing will just change. Now what I'm saying is, we will not sit here for very long hours and start looking at structures and all that if we can just make a deliberate decision not to look over another woman's problem. Make it your own, and that will give her a feeling to make another woman's burden her own, and another one will say, I was helped the other time. If it was not for her, I would not have gotten into that. This is my way to give back. And she helps another woman, and another woman, and another woman, and another woman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all so much. And I think we have taken our 60 minutes and even beyond. And I love the fact that we came from understanding whether we need Women's Day. Yes, it's necessary. It is a must-have because we have journeyed. It's a long journey and we are still journeying. And we have also agreed that we also have a solution to these problems without waiting for anybody else to solve it. And most importantly, we are already solving these problems, all right? But now, like Brenda said, ask us all to imagine. I'm also asking us all to imagine. In our different collective, from the women from the traditional institutions with the grandmother associations, from the women leaders and the networks together, the district is a whole special person. That one will give us his own commitment. And the young women differently. I just want us to imagine the 2 or 3 things that you would want MEMPRO to come and sit with us again after here and say, this is what we did. This is what us, the Women's Association, did, and this is what we have tried to change. After we sat here, today is the 24th of March. This is how many days after what? After celebration, like 11 days after celebration? 11 days after the marching. We still have the marching vibe. We still have the love, right? So what are we doing? I just need representatives from each of the groups. I have the women leaders, the people from the traditional institution. Then I have the women's network. I have the girls and the young women. And then I need the partner organizations. Life will always throw lemons at us. But what we make out of the lemon is what matters. You can use the lemon to make juice, or you can use it and I don't know how to say that thing, that it irritates your eye if you don't cut it very well, right? But we are saying we can make juice out of this lemon. If a stone has hit us, where are we taking the stone? Do we pick it and throw another person with it, or we use it to start a foundation? So we are starting a foundation to make a change. And I am so happy that the district is doing something, and for me to inform the rightful office is that all this, the women, the work that we are doing, I know he's also aware that we are just complementing the work of the government. But also we don't want it to be the responsibility of the government to use our taxpayers' money to just make the small social changes that we need to change, right? That we need to make. So we just need 1 or 2 recommendations, I mean commitments to what we are going to do, and then we can call it a day. Mr. Liga, please don't leave. You can first tell us your commitment. What should we hold you responsible for? 6 months, 3 months after here, if we are coming back. We can start with you before you leave.
I think for myself, I want to. I'm speaking on behalf of not entire district, please. For my local government where I work, I am looking at the aspect of making sure that all the villages are filled up with model women, women that other women can be able to look at, and then also ensuring that the aspect of the free space, the safe space, it should be finalized, and the women should be able to come in to share in their ideas.
The safe spaces at the district?
Exactly. At the district headquarters, actually. Yeah, thank you.
So when can we check in on you? Is this July, June?
June is better.
June,
yeah, by
okay.
June.
Mercy,
Yeah, by
June 30th.
Yeah.
I'll personally call him because he's my classmate. He's my friend also. Yes. Thank you for honoring us and being with us, mothers and women and girls and sisters and nephews, I think. Nephews or nieces? Nieces, yeah, I don't know, yes. Yes, Betty, are you speaking on behalf of partner organizations or behalf of the Women's Network? Aliga has nominated you.
All right, Betty again. On behalf of the Women's Network, the partners, we will escalate, because I think we've been mostly working in the urban areas. So we need to escalate all the things that we've been doing in the rural areas, where we can be able to, like Aliga says, create spaces for women where they can speak freely, where they can express themselves, where Lubarakari can tell a woman, please go back and dress well, and they are not offended. And then they're telling Betty, next time you should not wear trousers and it is okay with me. We need to have that space way down in the villages, in the rural areas, and so that women can also listen to us, we can also listen to them. Yeah, that is, I think, something that is different that we've not been doing, because we've been mostly in the urban areas. Mercy can confess to that. Brenda and all other partners support. So let's go back to our organizations and say, okay, Mempro, where do you work? Amani, where do you work? Can we go down into the grassroots? Yeah, because actually Lubarakari needs to go down there as well, because the women...
You're sending them? They have their own...
As well, I said
Okay.
as well. Because we still have those cases that are not reported because women are fearing to report them. So Lubarakari needs to go and affirm and give them the confirmation and give them the, Yes, yeah, thank you.
So how many safe spaces are we looking at? Like, because this is not funded, this is just us women, not ignoring the issues of other women. How many spaces are we looking at? Partner organizations, they're making decisions on your behalf. So Mercy, ENID, ICS, Safehold. I want to call you Jean again, but I remember Jean is here. The name has disappeared. How many safe spaces are we looking at? The network.
I would ask each organization to create one.
Okay. How many partner organizations did I know?
Or we can cluster ourselves. If we're in a red district, say like in Vura sub-county, we can have one there. Arrivo sub-county one, Arua city one, Aivu one. Then we have Terego one. So that we don't have, so that we can work together. Because we're looking at synergies and,
Should we
holding
count
our
this
hands.
by June?
June? Today is what?
June? Today is, we are 24th March.
Okay. June
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, but I think also the cheapest way to this can actually be done. Like if maybe you have an activity somewhere, you can just choose to organize the safe space and invite others. Mercy, you can do that. I don't know if, but yeah, it has been imposed. The Women's Network and the partners, you're organizing safe spaces in rural communities for women to just vent. Thank you. Women leaders. Barakari, yes.
Thank you. I've come back again. I'm Lucy Stella. If I don't call the other name, it's also good. I've come back, Lobarakari, to do this parenting. You know, we are too giving birth to those boys and girls. And it is not our decision. Those children come wait just because we're together. And we are going to be accountable to God if we don't keep them. Lobarakari is ready even to go out for this parenting meeting. They were even almost going out, but we were just cut down because of transport. And again, these politicians now, they told people of this Ambadundiri, something there. Of course, when you collect those people, they ask for that Ambadundiri first. If you don't give, nobody attends your meeting. You go with the vehicle, they will say that there is money in that vehicle. So that is the thing which is just cutting short Lobarakari. We are even ready for this, even these young girls, even we are ready to go to school to educate those children about all these sexual things. But we are cut down because of this abadudiri and transport. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Self-parenting. If you need anything around parental issues, conversations on parenting, look, Barakari is ready. They just want to be taken there. Counselors, where are we?
We are women counselors.
But you're in the council, which makes a politician. I'm looking for you.
Okay, thank you. For us as Women Council, what we do down there is, for us, we don't have money, but we can pass informations. For us, we can empower our women. We can't wait for sensitizations like this, but wherever we are given a chance to speak, that's where we sensitize our women.
How many of those platforms are you going to use to pass the information?
You also speak.
Yes.
I'm called Rateru Judy. About what you have said, you also leave us June. June is okay. We shall give us our feedback to Mercy.
Okay. I'll wait for Mercy.
The floor is mine, please. Yes. Thank you. I want to appreciate the organizers, Membro, and the rest that are here. There are so many spaces. Yes, June is fine. By June, we would have gotten somewhere. I have serious neighbors, but they have kept quiet. That's why I'm raising my voice. I wanted them to speak. Like the one to my left is both Nakola and Kaip. There's a new CBO, that is Community Access to Inclusive Program. They are found in Odia. And the one to my right is their secretary. So they have refused to speak, but next time they should really come up, stand up as women. So, yes, now another space that we can really explore and take advantage of is the government hour. The government hour, we need to really take it up seriously, because most times it goes free, and realize how many radio stations are here. There are so many, but at times people just get to go to the radio stations when there are big days, like Independence Day. But that, in absence of those days, those programs, the 1 hour in all the radio stations goes free. So if we could, as women and girls, in order to mentor, to pass on the mantle to the young ones, to our boys, to our men, we could take advantage of the government hour seriously through the RDCs and through community services. We could take advantage of the government hour and really do great work using that program in all the radio stations. You just have to alert the relevant office and that you have something to pass across, information to pass across, whether Lubarakari goes with other people, you pick your colleagues along, Not that it's always effort. It's always one organization opened on Baraka, but you mix up those that are already visible, you mix them up with those that are not yet visible. That is how we can we can be visible in that space as women. And then there's something. She did mention that they are not politicians. Women Council. Women Council is actually an arm of the government, like the Youth Council. There are councillors that are politicians that are voted for. These ones are also voted for, but they're an arm of the government. Yes, they're an arm of the government, so they are not politicians. They are council, women council members. But then, as she did say, they also have spaces that they can use fruitfully. And then on my side, I could pick 1, 2. There's a program we do every Thursday. It's special needs program on Voice of Life. Or I'm already engaging some young women. That is Nilam, Fatia Yusuf, and Stella, plus the others. They go there one at a time to pass across information to the other people. They don't mind even to foot, but from last week, FIDA was like they're going to be giving them transport to take them there, but then the driver let FIDA down. So then, but they don't mind even to walk there. So we need to make use of the available spaces. And then there's something about us, the women. You know, we are beautifully and wonderfully made, But then at times, if we see that our fellow women, the other girl is looking more beautiful, this one is dressing better, that one is looking more cute, this one speaks louder, we tend to pull her down, which is not good. It affects us negatively. So in order to achieve our target, our goal of June, then we need to get rid of that and really empower and let the empowerment be empowerment, and we need to groom the others to take over from us. The young ones minus a 10-year-old, minus a 16-year-old, you will not find another gene in that space. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I think Madam Jean closes the session. I'll ask Mercy. Mercy, you'll help us tracking this, you're on ground. I'll give this to the M&E person also for follow-up on this. We have said in June. That is literally like 3 months from now, right? And also, I like what she brought up. Earlier on, Enid mentioned the issue of using the media. And I hope you can take this opportunity also, like for us to work closely. I like the recommendation that we can all use that space jointly. If Seford went and negotiated for space, they can call Amani, they can call Upendo, they can call anybody to come in the space, right? And that is what we want to look at. And that should be the continuation. So I also want us to be reminded that Women's Month should not end here, or the whole conversation should end here. It should be a movement that every year in, year out, as people are celebrating for us, we are picking that one issue we want to talk about and solve it. And I hope that in the conversations that we are talking about, we can bring the issue of the maternal death also in it. We bring the issue of the disabled people in it, so that we get attention of these leaders into the space. And this should be a memory, and it should be a point for us to act. And if we want better outcomes and we want better children who can become somebody or something into this society, we must make these issues visible. And that means, like Jean said, we must make use of all the spaces that are there. However small they are, whether big, but we must work as a network. We must have our voices loud, and we must have a shared responsibility to solve this problem. I want to say I am done, but I want to hear one takeaway from everybody is going to speak. I know that people who are in this room, Clara, just in 2 minutes, we are finishing. I'm going to walk to people I'm giving the mic, and we are just one takeaway from this room and what Women's Day mean for you. Only that one.
My name is Lauren Murembe. I work with Seford as a legal officer. My understanding of Women's Day is that it's a day when we get to commemorate and remember and recognize the contributions of women in society in various aspects and continue to encourage and uplift one another as women. And my takeaway from today is that we all have power as individuals in our different capacity to make a contribution to the change that we want, and that if we are able to support one another through small steps, we'll be able to achieve all that we want as women.
Thank you. My name is Bako Bakita, and I work with Upendo Nibaraka Uganda as the project coordinator. My takeaway from today's meeting is that as women, when we are together, we get stronger. Meaning, whatever we do together as women, in any way, strengthen each other and gives courage to those who feel they are not considered in the society. And about Women's Day, it actually tells me that women are special beings with special potentials that are recognized and must be celebrated. Thank you.
My name again is Esarulisi Stella from Lubarakari. My takeaway is that what we have been teaching here, I'm going to sensitize women with it, and some who like it will be empowered and they will accept what I said. Women's Day to me is just commemorating the achievement of women all over the world.
My name is Martha Tiko Ntoka Zambadeni. What I've learned here, I'm going to put it into practice, talk to my women, and sensitize them how they can take care of themselves and so on. Women's Day is to recognize our grandmother Eve, whom God sent to help the men. So we are going. The day is celebrated to achieve whatever the women are doing in the family. Thank you very much.
I am Ezatia Susan from Lubarakari. My takeaway is Women's Day is a celebration, and it is an encouragement to build my capacity for continuous efforts to make women's life better.
Our former rural European Kai, in Batamanu Sudir Malia, Ale Madre Taro, Ojozo Kupipe, Embata Fezo, Anjo, is one to Dedipini Awadfo.
Hello, my name is Comfort Vivian, and I have gotten to understand more about what Women's Day is all about, celebrating women and a fellow sister, a fellow mother, a fellow leader, or any other title they may hold. And my takeaway point, I've taken quite a few, which have been mentioned already, but I've taken on that I'm going to love on a sister so hard that I'll make her feel welcomed and loved at any space that I may find them in. And also, as a young mother, it has challenged me that we are not teaching our children enough to be responsible in a society. So I have taken in upon myself that I will be a better mother and also talk to other and sensitize other mothers, young mothers as well, to be mothers and parent the children in the right way that they should grow in order to bring up responsible men and women in a society. Because it pains my heart that government has to use tax money to train or to guide children. It is so painful. And I would really, really, really love that young mothers rise up and learn from us, because we're all brought up here by mothers, what our parents did to us and for us, that we'll be able to teach our children to become tomorrow. That is my takeaway, my biggest takeaway, really.
Yes, I'm Kirupis, and I'm a Maypro girl. What I've taken here is that a woman must always be responsible, and a woman must be a role model. Yeah, it is right to celebrate a Women's Day because we have been very far. If you see those days, women were not given opportunities to do actually what they are doing right now. Those days, women were not given opportunity to study, to take decisions, but due to the empowerment for the women, we are able to come out to speak for ourselves. We are able to do other things that men do, even we do more better. So it is always right and beautiful to celebrate that day. Thanks.
Marusi atiwaru jeneti Women's Day okuivle dere mani afusi aleli alusi ba menjiri musu drile ani okui ani ngovu nizaru utkuru malia bene ani dika okuivi ngone ovu injizaru utkuru malia bene awarifo.
I'm called Oliver. To me, Women's Day it's all about creating safe place for women where they can come and discuss their issues, the problem affecting them, and finding solutions to their problem. Thanks.
My take home is support to each other as women, and then what the celebration means for me is to stand out for my right as a woman with disability, not to be bogged down by the nature or the type of my impairment, but I should stand out and celebrate that day as a woman. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Foske Njikuru. My take home is we need to work as a team if we want to achieve our goal as women. And then two, to behave as an empowered woman, I should behave in a rightful way. The way to dress and other things. And then what Women's Day celebrations mean to me is celebrating the hard work of a woman, because women do a lot of things that are beyond explained. Thank you.
Our fomega instead of people matupa ipare rusi miombe mazini ya Christian eyo mani du dia orodiru rere amani tsozo ngazo amari bezo zozu tu alo okuibe azini support fezo okumiegine amani tsozo iki kozo kalako iyo Women's Day ma injitadia iyo mani aiko fepirere leba minjudu nderele alo vosi asisilenere alorere aiko fezo okupini adiskone azika kaini bingar malia balo yini aiko feli alor malia airire yini tozo imbate suzu sawa daler malia awarifo.
Alfala otope government Uganda erni oku pini opofe zuduala kupi wuri suzurisi ale dire I kankuba afande nipirari pini fezu oku village malia sungoni ini mbata fezu chozu duala nde suzutu elpena.
My name is Betty. I work with Upendo Nibaraka, Uganda, as Executive Director. What I am taking is the littlest things that we do for a woman makes a difference, and it changes their lives. What I take about Women's Day is that it makes us to voice out our issues and what we feel like saying in the open other than in the hidden. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Clara Dominic. Mempro Girl. My takeaway is empowerment. We should not sit on our knowledge. We should not keep it for ourselves. Empower one, that one will empower 10.
Thank you so much. My name is Harriet Yotaro. I work for Shine Action Foundation. My takeaway is the equality among us, inclusion as well with persons with disabilities. And Women's Day meant really a lot for me, and we should really celebrate it each and every year. It meant helping each other, sharing experiences from different backgrounds. Thank you.
My name is Yota Rosemary. My takeaway is one, I'm empowered and I'm going to empower my fellow women. And I'm going to sensitize people on women empowerment. They should understand it well. And my input on Women's Day is Women's Day should be celebrated, and women are celebrated for good work they ever do, and they are celebrated for their struggle. It should continue. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Judith. My takeaway is women on grassroots should be brought on board so that to understand Women's Day and our fellow women who are empowered, they should not sit on their knowledge.
My name is Nzikuru Evelyn. My takeaway from here is we should leverage our positions and power to lift one another as women. And Women's Day means to me that women's voices are being heard and our efforts are being appreciated. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Aliro from Young Women Connect. I just want to say that we have the power and the networks to talk for each other and to make sure that we can actually empower each other. Women's Day means so much for me. I've learned from it that our efforts have to be celebrated and they have to be recognized. Thank you very much.
My name is Letas Enid and I support Nile Girls Forum as a field officer here in Arua. So my key takeaway from this engagement is that women are powerful when they work together. And from the recently celebrated Women's Day, I learned that women can be supported through their challenges and they can be able to challenge the ongoing stereotypes about them. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Brenda, Asianju Nancy Brenda. My key, my understanding of Women's Day is a day that we collectively come to celebrate the achievements and the milestones that women have attained. And then my key takeaway from this space is that together as women, there is much more we can do for each other. And we sound louder and we are more we create more impact when we come together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Yukiro Gloria, and my key takeaway from this gathering is that we should use every available space in order to solve a problem that we see. Like when you're in a community and you identify a problem, that already becomes a space for you to solve that particular problem. You don't need to wait for a gathering in order to come and start speaking about that particular problem. Wherever you see the problem, wherever you identify it, that immediately becomes the space to solve it. And my understanding of Women's Day is that it should go beyond just celebrations. It should be more of a platform where you identify challenges that women are facing in the communities and find solutions to them. So it should go beyond just celebrations. Thank you.
My name is Asianju Victoria. I work for Integrated Child Service Consult. My takeaway from this gathering is that inclusion and knowledge sharing in the various platforms we have, we should include our fellow women and share the knowledge we have. And my understanding of Women's Day is that it is the celebration of the importance and achievement with the efforts that women have gathered in the various works they do.
I still remains Afakor Emil. My takeaway is, as women's emancipation, we should be a woman of integrity and someone who is very supportive to his or her family and act as a role models in our communities. Thank you.